Welcome to Manitoba Bushcrafting and Reviews. Today we are going to go over some things I've learned about the jetboil flash and how to get it to perform better and safer. Starting with the fuel. And I'd like to make a note that Jetboil does have videos on this out on their YouTube. So if anybody's interested in just getting to know the Jetboil a little better, definitely check that out. But I'm going to put this in here for you guys just so you can see it right now. The obvious thing with the fuel is, one, I've been using this really cheap fuel. You'd probably get better performance out of the brand name Jetboil fuel. And there's a little adapter kit you can get if you don't want to use that, where you can save a bit of money, and you just screw it on and fill your tiny 100-gram canisters with cheap fuel like this to save a few bucks on fuel. But whatever fuel you are using in extreme conditions, here's a few tips that you can use to get your stove to perform better or work at all. First tip is easy. It's one I already knew and was planning on implementing on my next overnight adventure, but that is keeping the fuel canister in your pocket or on your body somewhere where it can stay warm. The second tip is one that I did not think about or know of, and that is submerging, maybe not completely, leave this valve on the top unsubmerged, but soak the can up to right about there in water. Make sure it's cold water, because if you use hot water, like they say on Jetboil's YouTube, it can make the gas expand and overpressurize the can. So be sure to use cold to really cold water, and that should get the vapors, or get the gas to turn into vapor and have your stove perform in really cold temperatures. The next thing I want to discuss is safety. It's something that I didn't know, a few things I didn't know actually, and I'd like to cover that right now. One being to only half fill to that line right there to prevent your Jetboil from boiling over and burning you or soaking your gear or anything like that. Second one is a kind of a common sense thing, and that is to make sure that you do not have the canister and the burner attached at all times. When you're done cooking, unscrew them, because you never know, a valve could stick, gas could leak, you never know, a seal could go, and you really do not want to be sleeping next to a leaking canister. Another thing that I didn't know is when you're going to put your cup on, always have it full of water, because it'll heat up really fast if you don't, and it could ruin your Jetboil. Another tip that I was not aware of is to have your Jetboil lit and turned down just enough that it's like running, and then put the can on, or the cup or pot, whatever you want to call it, then put that on. Otherwise, if you have this on here like so, and you turn on the gas and then light it, vapor will build up underneath the can and it could blow out and blow a flame at you. This actually happened to me and it scared me, but I didn't realize that the burner should be ignited when you stick the cup on, and the cup should be full of water. So that really helps, because that did scare me when I had it the pot on. I turned it on and I hit it and it just shot a giant flame out at me. So that can be dangerous. We don't want that. So definitely always have your Jetboil running, always have it full of water when you put it on, and it stays pretty securely without locking it on. But if you're worried about it, just like a little quarter turn, just a tiny little turn, and that's not coming up. So anyhow, as I was saying, is I learned most of this stuff from Jetboil's actual videos, so definitely go check them out. They probably do a way better job of explaining than I do. And yeah, hopefully these tips work out for you guys. I'm going to test that water tip tomorrow, probably off camera, but whatever. I'll give you guys a report on it later down the road on how well that works. but that came straight from Jetboil, so it must work. But we'll be testing it regardless. But yeah, the safety tips I think are important, because I did almost burn my my face by putting the canister on and then igniting instead of igniting and then putting the canister on. Okay guys, you have a good day. Bye.